Alright, welcome to No Nerd Left Behind, episode 4.5, something like that. Seated next to me is no one, because due to scheduling conflicts and whatnot, I'm recording this one solo. So, probably going to be shorter, more boring, and way less banter, because you can't really banter with anybody else. Today we're discussing, as always, comics, comic book stuff, TV shows, and probably no more conspiracy theories. I guess that one was a little weird last week. So, diving right into it, I'm just gonna say it right now. Venom, still haven't seen it. Probably won't see it for a while. Interested, just haven't seen it. Like, laziness. Let's say laziness. But let's do some quick reviews on the new episodes of various TV shows. In the past week, The Flash premiered season 5. It introduced his daughter. Spoiler alerts, I guess, maybe? I mean, she was introduced at the end of season 4, and if you're not caught up that far, I don't care. So, season 5, she got a name, it's Nora Allen, and speedster name Impulse, because she's impulsive. Seems like a pretty normal trait for speedsters to be impulsive. But, I'm watching this, and, good episode overall, time travel and whatnot, and entertaining, witty banter, as the show always has, because it's quite an entertaining show. But I'm watching it, and I'm watching the girl playing Impulse, the one playing Barry's daughter, Nora, and something's bugging me. I can't quite put my finger on it. She was in the TV show Black Sails, and so I'm watching The Flash, and I'm watching his peppy, innocent-looking daughter trying to be, a good daughter and bond with Dad. But all I'm thinking is, this chick's a Filipino prostitute, and I have seen her in way too many lesbian makeout sessions. So, it's very distracting. I think this season I'm going to have incredibly conflicted sensations while watching this show, because it's going to be like, oh, she's funny and perky. I've seen her tits so many times. I don't know. That's going to be interesting. We'll dive into the inner workings of my psyche later, I guess. Now, the other show that premiered, Black Lightning, Season 2. I was really hoping to do some actually back and forth with somebody on this one, because I have questions about it that I can't answer, and maybe somebody else can. So, Black Lightning, like most of these shows, is on the CW, and the CW is one of the family-friendly networks, relatively. I think it kind of took over where ABC Family used to be, because it's got Whose Line Is It Anyway on there. Like I said, all these Arrowverse type shows, and some other programming, I'm sure. I don't know. But I'm watching Black Lightning, and Jefferson Pierce, the guy, the character of Black Lightning, is talking to his friend, and they're going back and forth. And at one point, he says, his friend says, "Negro, please," which is a censored version of what you would usually hear, right? But then, I hear the phrase, "house Negro," except it's not Negro. It's that word that because of, this, I can't say it, because I get a lot of heat for that. But he says it, and I had to rewind and listen again, and I'm like, no, that was completely unedited. I'm like, well, why can they say that? Isn't that usually a word that would get censored in some way? I mean, especially since they just said Negro earlier, why even bother with the replacement? I don't understand. Somebody please explain this to me in the comments section of the YouTube video, however the hell that works. Just give me an explanation. Assume I'm an idiot at race relations. I just don't get it. I don't know if the CW is trying to push a boundary, if there's a way to say things that makes it okay, if it depends on who's saying it, if it depends on context. I really don't know. I want information on this one. Like, I'm honestly curious how that worked, because, like I watched South Park and they swear up a storm. But they never say that, so I don't know. Just someone explain that one to me. Very curious. Overall, episode, not bad, not great. Black Lightning isn't really one of my favorite CW shows, because I never really knew too much about the character. I got him confused with Black Vulcan from the Super Friends for a while, which I guess that was a whole, creative thing going on where they couldn't use Black Lightning for some reason, so they created Black Vulcan for the Super Friends, but he was supposed to be Black Lightning, essentially. Yeah, I didn't quite get that, so I don't know enough about Black Lightning's history or anything to follow him and to like really get into the character. Speaking of things I don't know the history about very well, other thing that premiered this week on the, what's it called, the DC Extended Universe platform mega multiplex Starbucks Frappuccino Vente-sized comic book experience. I don't know. Whatever DC's Netflix is. Titans. Titans premiered Friday? Yeah, Friday. And Season 1, Episode 1, you know, takes place in Detroit, but it's filmed in Toronto. Now, I work in Detroit, so I'm watching this and I'm like, wow, the alleys are not that wide, the streets are not that clean, the city is not that nice at night. No matter how seedy they tried to make it look, it was not Detroit. It was clearly Toronto. So, other than that though, nice for them to, you know, use Detroit as the fictional type landscape that they need for shithole town. I guess that fills me with pride? I don't know. But I don't know too much about the Titans. I'm learning more after watching Young Justice and, you know, some of the Teen Titans stuff, because I was never into them because I like the Super Friends, I like the Justice League. The Titans always seemed like the B team, like they weren't that exciting to me. So this one starts, you got Robin in it. He hasn't quite developed into this Nightwing personality. He's Robin, he's a detective for the Detroit Police Department, and he's tracking down, his thing is tracking down kids. For some reason, somebody makes mention of that. He doesn't like to have a partner because he got into a big tiff with his last partner and hates his guts. Last partner being Batman. The famous line from the trailer being "fuck Batman." So, got Robin working for the Detroit PD, and you got Raven, who is living up in Traverse City, freaks out on her stepmom, comes home, there's some kind of assassin there, kills her stepmom, she freaks out on him, runs away, hops a bus to Detroit, where she, you know, meets Dick Grayson, and that's how those two get together. Dick Grayson, for some reason, she's been dreaming about him. Again, I don't know anything about Raven except that her father is Trigon, the big old red demon dude who looks pretty cool. Don't know a lot about her. In fact, every time I say Raven, I think of the TV show That's So Raven, which makes me think of The Cosby Show, which now makes me think of Date Rape, which is just a sad connection. But, and Jello pudding. But, anyway, that's how those two hook up. And then you've got Beast Boy, randomly introed towards the end of the episode. He's running around, he's a tiger, and he turns into a boy. Beast Boy, I kind of understand his history, at least from Young Justice. I understood that he was a boy who got a transfusion from Miss Martian, and then because of the Martian blood, he gained shape-shifting abilities, but he could only be animals. I don't know how they're going to explain this in the Titan show at all. That's a once-a-week show. I couldn't binge it, so, you know, we'll see how that goes. And they also introduced Starfire. And I know there was a lot of uproar on the internet that she was being played by a African-American woman, because Starfire in, like, the comics and the cartoons is always, like, a orange-skinned chick with pink hair, some feline-type features. And I believe an alien? I don't know anything about Starfire. I'm just gonna say right now, I don't know anything about Starfire. This is usually where he comes in. He's not there. He's not saying there. There's nobody next to me to, you know, guide me on what I'm saying or to tell me to shut up or get back on point. So he knows more about the Titans than I do. Really, not there. It's just me. Not really helpful. So hopefully we'll dive into that with the next podcast, and he'll be able to enlighten me a bit, because, you know, research, not my strong point. Now, let's see, other news in the comic world. They had Iron Fist Season 3. Apparently, Iron Fist has been canceled. There will be no Season 3, which, for me, kind of a bummer, because the show was getting kind of good. Like, it wasn't getting... Oh, let me rephrase that. It was getting better. It wasn't necessarily getting good. It was getting better. It's not a good show, but it was becoming a better show. Now, obviously, my usually here co-host did not like the show at all. He's probably happy as hell that it's canceled. You know, I mean, obviously there were quite a few limits to that show. It didn't seem to have the like the gravitas. It didn't grab you like the other shows. It seemed forced. They screwed that one up, which, you know, you're bound to screw that up. You make 5 TV shows. I mean, granted, one of them was a compilation, but you make that many shows, one of them's probably going to fail a bit. But, yeah, canceled. doesn't really hurt my feelings, but it is canceled for anyone out there that was looking forward to Iron Fist Season 3, though I think at this point even the actors weren't really looking forward to it. Well, maybe the chick, because her role was getting bigger. Stuff to ponder on. Avengers 4 has finished, has wrapped filming, apparently, so that's good. Let the rumors continue on what it's about. I'm just going to wait till the movie hits theaters and then see it and figure it out there. I don't care about the rumors because I'll forget. I will. Like, you can tell me what the title is today, and by the time the movie comes out, I will have forgotten. So, that's something. James Gunn, rumored or confirmed, I can't remember, but to direct Suicide Squad 2, direct and write. Now, that'll be interesting because James Gunn, he got the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise started, and those first 2 movies, phenomenal, loved them, very funny, and very action-packed and serious at the same time. He did a great mix of all the things he needed to do to make a quality movie, and he put it in a cosmic sense. He created Marvel, the MCU's cosmic thing. He created the MCU. He put the U in there, because otherwise it was just, Marvel Comics on Earth. MCE? But he's a great writer, great director, mired in controversy for various, let's say, kid-unfriendly actions and behaviors that he's been accused of and such. And, that maybe, I don't know, Suicide Squad deals with a lot of messed up people, messed up characters. Maybe he'll be able to channel some of his inner demons into that. Who knows? I don't know if that'd be good or bad. It's kind of weird. We'll see what happens with that. Hell, he might fit in at Arkham. Maybe he'll do a cameo. I don't know. But despite his personal issues and whatnot, he's still a very good writer. He's still a very good director. So I'm definitely interested in seeing what his take on the Suicide Squad is and how he fits in with the DC universe. Maybe Sony will take a... Is it Sony still? Whatever. Maybe they'll take a bigger chance on him and let him do a few things. Because, hell, it can't get worse than Zack Snyder's nonsense. Man, I just don't make any friends with DC. Let's see. Ryan Coogler is set to direct and write Black Panther 2, confirmed for that, which is good because Black Panther 1, well-written, good movie. Again, it didn't have that comic book vibe to it. I'm not sure, I don't think that any plot details leaked about what the second one could even possibly be about, so that's all guesswork there. But, there's a lot of source material to work with, because I've read through most of the Black Panther comics, at least the early ones, and there's a lot of source material to go with. You have some decent villainy going on. Killmonger might even come back somehow, who knows? Characters do come back. Maybe he'll tie in with some of the Avengers 4 plots, who knows? I really don't, but I'm definitely excited to see what Coogler does with that, with his writing and his direction, because, again, just like James Gunn, good writer, good director. As far as I know, no personal controversies with him, though, so, he's got a leg up on Gunn. Let's see, so we've talked about TV shows that I watched this week, news that I heard this week. Let's see. Next, today's Sunday. We record these things on Sunday, and tonight we have Supergirl premiering, I believe, and I think there's a few other shows premiering this week. I can't remember them off the top of my head, and since I'm using my phone to record this, I can't really look anything up. So that's kind of a downside of being down to just one electronic device at the moment. But, obviously anything that premieres after I record and upload this, I will watch this week and then tell you about next Sunday. Give you some honest reviews and stuff. Like I said, this is definitely going to be a much shorter podcast. Ooh, there's something I learned. Apparently, not technically podcasting, vlogging, video blogging, or whatever the acronym stands for, because this isn't just audio, there's video. Probably should have realized that. I don't know. Like I said, technology, I like it, but I don't understand the social media aspects of anything anymore. It's just all far too confusing. That's what, the person that's not sitting here, that's what their job is. They understand social media. He understands hashtags and all this other stuff. I don't understand hashtags. I understand hash browns. So, I believe, since, like I said, there's only one of me here, no witty banter, no awkward pauses, half-length show, maybe even less. I've got like 15 minutes going right now. So, covered everything I can think of off the top of my head. Probably should have written some of this down beforehand, but, That's just how it is sometimes. So that's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you got any comments, like I said, please post some comments. Explain to me the parts about racial diversity that I do not understand. And if you want to explain Starfighter to me like I'm an idiot too, feel free. I won't be offended. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Next week we will catch you, the two of us. There'll be somebody there, not there literally because I'm in a vehicle. We'll probably be in our, let's say, studio again. So I'll catch you guys next week, and keep reading comics. Or I don't think we have a thing that we say goodbye with. We should really figure out a catchphrase. I don't know one for now. So until then, later.